Hey guys, Supreme here. When it comes to shiny Pokemon, some are great, some are good, and some are just plain bad.
Like, really bad.
Okay, so there's no doubt that when you find a shiny Pokemon, you're gonna be fired up. But after that initial excitement subsides, you may come to this realization. Wow, this actually looks like garbage. Yep, it's a tragedy, and it's not their fault, but that doesn't change the facts. They just don't look good. So today, we're counting down the 10 worst shiny Pokemon of Kanto. Now this was a pretty daunting task, so I brought on a special guest for backup.
Hey there everyone, I'm CandyEvie, and I want to thank Dallas so much for having me on his channel for today's video. I'd say that I'm looking forward to getting into the list, but some of these shinies are nasty, so I guess we'll see. Number 10, Ganga. Poor Ganga, hands down one of the coolest Pokemon of Generation 1, has such a lame shiny. Yeah, at least it still reflects Gengar's theme, but really? You could have at least made it a little bit darker so that we can actually tell the difference. Gengar is so low on our list for one big reason though, its shiny form. Its shiny form is just stunning. In its shiny mega form, Gengar takes on the look of a stereotypical ghost. Pure white. No matter how bad its regular shiny is, this really does keep us from putting it any higher on the list.
Number 9, Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen is such an awesome Pokemon, so it really stings having to put it on this list, but there was no getting around it. Someone called the shiny police because this shade of green and this shade of pink should never go together. I don't know what happened. All they had to do was do the same thing they did for the Nidoking line. Light, a little bit darker, and darkest. End of story. But no, instead we got this. I guess I was just expecting colors worthy of royalty, and unfortunately, this shiny falls flat.
Number 8, Diglett. Diglett shiny is definitely one of those that you could easily miss if you're not paying too much attention. The only noticeable difference for this shiny is a change of the color of its nose from red to blue. It actually is an ever so slightly different shade of brown, but you really can't tell at all. The great thing about shiny Pokemon is that they look drastically different from their regular forms, but there's not really anything special about a shiny that's barely any different to its non-shiny form.
Number 7, Gollum. Alright, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. On one hand, this is not a terrible shiny. The colors match fine and it goes perfect with its evolutionary line. But on the other, it's just super boring. There are way too many gold shinies for this thing to ever stand out. It's like using the move Magnitude hoping for a 10 and getting a 6. It's not the worst, pretty average, but it's hard to be satisfied knowing that it could have been so much better.
Number 6, Gyarados. Just to clarify, we both feel that Gyarados' shiny is amazing, but it's on this list purely because it has such little value. Given out as well, a freebie and a Lake of Rage both in Generation 2 and 4, having a shiny Gyarados isn't that special. A shiny isn't really all that rare if everyone and their grandma has it. And on top of that, the inclusion of much easier methods of shiny hunting in Generation 6 has made shiny Gyarados even more common than it was before, seeing as it can be obtained using two of the easiest methods in the game, being the Friend Safari and Fish Chaining. While Gyarados' shiny form is enough to easily be put in the top 10 best shinies of Kanto, the fact that it has such little value has brought it down to our bottom 10.
Number 5, Zapdos. Wow, a legendary bird? Surely an epic Pokemon like this will have an epic shiny to match, right? Wrong. The only shocking thing about this electric type shiny is how it barely changes. Now granted, it doesn't look all that bad in Generation 3, but after that, the change is so subtle that you really need to be on top of your game to notice it. Literally.
Number 4, Taurus. I really don't have anything against green shinies. On the contrary, there are a ton of shinies that look amazing green, such as Espeon, Latios, and Marill, but it just doesn't suit Taurus at all. Vibrant shinies on the whole look awesome, but this thing just screams at me. The yellow and the green aren't a nice combination at all. While some shinies do look awesome green, Taurus unfortunately is not one of them.
Number 3, Persian. Hey look, another shiny that looks almost identical to its original colors. Way to go, Nintendo! Virtually the only noticeable change on Persian shiny is the ears, and honestly, that is not enough. There's even a debate online as to whether or not Giovanni's Persian is shiny in the anime, and honestly, I'm not 100% sure it isn't. You know a shiny's weak when its integrity is immediately questioned by the slightest color inconsistencies.
Number 2, Seal. Normal Seal. Shiny Seal. If you need a comparison to tell apart the shiny and regular forms, then you've done a bad job making a shiny. I just see shiny Seal as such a wasted opportunity. Wouldn't it have been cool to make Seal look jet black to look like a sea lion? It just sucks though. I almost feel kinda sorry for Dallas here, seeing as the one random shiny that he's ever found happened to be this little dingus. Of all of the Pokemon on this list, I definitely feel like it has the laziest shiny form.
Number 1. Spiro. Poor innocent Spiro. Where do I even begin? You're not only the worst shiny on this list, but I believe you have potential to be one of the worst shiny Pokemon in the Pokedex. The colors on this little fowl are just gross looking, and they do not get any better for its evolution. But the absolute worst part about this shiny is that it can be found in way too many routes at way too high of percentages. I found mine after 40,000 random encounters, which on its own was terrible, and I hadn't even found one yet. So my heart goes out to Lucy, who's found 4 shiny Spiro, and even though it sucks, her reaction to them sum up exactly how we feel about this shiny.
Shiny Spiro, shiny Spiro. No! Why?
If you happen to like it, sorry to ruffle your feathers, but this is just one shiny Pokemon that no one is hunting for. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this edition. I hope you enjoyed this countdown. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and leave a comment letting me know if you have an idea for a future countdown you want to see me do. If you haven't already, definitely head over to CandyEvie's channel because we counted down the 10 best shiny Pokemon from Kanto, and it's one list you don't want to miss. But thanks again for watching, and until next time, this is Spreemark and I'm signing out. I'll see you guys later.